My colleagues have dubbed me an average golfer, which means I struggle with the same common swing faults and strategy mistakes that most high handicap golfers around the world struggle with. So I've travelled to Close House to visit former world #1 Lee Westwood so that he can give me some tips on my game that can also help you to shoot lower scores. So opening tee shot then, Lee, I, like most high handicap average golfers, I struggle with a bit of a left to right shot shape. We could probably call it a slice, I assume.
Yeah.
So
right. Let's see what you've got then.
Have a watch and see what you think.
Not much of a slice there.
On cue, yeah.
And cue the straight one with touch of fade.
One. Exactly, yeah. Tight little fade.
Just keep doing that.
Little one, that's the tip. For high handicap golfers that are fighting that on the tee, that sort of left to right, big, high, slicey shot, what are the sort of big red flags that sometimes lead to that?
They normally don't get behind it enough in the backswing, and then they try and pull the club through. Right. So they're always continuously holding the face open, never allowing it to square, and releasing the club. And
is there a sort of a swing thought or a thing that they can do in the swing to try and rectify that in practice?
I normally think it's synchronising the arms with the body on the way down. So most people go with their body too fast.
Okay.
So just wait a little bit at the top and let your arms come down before your body starts doing anything.
Okay, so just hold that a bit.
Yeah, because the hardest thing in the golf swing, on the way back, your arms separate from your body to go up. So at some point, you have to reconnect on the way down. And the easiest time to do that is in the first part of the downswing. Let them reconnect and then turn. Most people get to the top and then they go with the body, leaving their arms way behind. The club never squares up, starts right, goes right.
Let's see how the pro does it.
Well.
Shot.
That'll do, won't it?
That will do. Take that.
What you got?
6 iron, which is probably what I'd carry at about 145. Yeah, I mean, this is going to suit my shape a little bit anyway. If I can go right,
yeah,
I'm going to go then pretty much straight over to the right of the flag, is roughly where I think you said that mound was.
Yeah, I'll start it on the flag and let it drift.
Okay.
I'd kick round a little bit from there.
So I'm sometimes seeing a couple of things I've seen in my lessons, and I think a lot of things that high handicap golfers sometimes struggle with in a similar way to me is I've been told alignment is sometimes a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
And I've been told that my contact, which I think maybe a little bit there, was a little bit heavy. What do you think? Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe a little bit from the inside as well, judging by that divot.
Yeah. So can we learn a lot from divots on the course then as sort of higher handicap golfers?
Which is a problem with the modern game, right? Because most people wouldn't go on a grass range now and practice and learn much from the divots. Yeah. Most people will be on mats in simulators or on ranges. So it's almost a lost art, you know, reading your divot to tell you what your swing's doing. Yeah. So what's this one going to be able to tell me from mine? You said slightly from the inside. Slightly from the inside. The divot's pointing a little bit right there. Yeah. But it's a square divot, so the club face was square. Okay. You weren't coming from the inside and kind of dragging it, and it would be thin then. It's quite fat, so you've squared the face up. Yeah. So you're probably right. It probably was a bit to do with alignment to start off with. If you make a mistake in the first part with either your posture or your setup or your alignment, then you've got to make a compensation somewhere else in the golf swing. Yeah. Okay. To make up for that, and then you've got 2 mistakes rather than just one. Yeah. Okay. Right? So we're fighting it from the start. So if alignment's a problem, if I'm, for example, setting up again now to retake that shot, the golf ball's there and I'm trying to align myself, is there something that I can do in terms of a regular sort of pre-shot strategy in terms of getting the alignment a little bit more accurate? Because at the moment I'm sort of looking down the line from behind and then walking in and thinking that I've got it right just by sort of putting the club down from here. And there, you're already aiming right there. I can see that. So how can I pick? The best way is to pick something on the ground about 3 or 4 feet in front. Yep. Like a blade of grass or an old divot or, you know, something like that. So, for example, that's probably just slightly left of the flag, is it? Yeah, there? So if you were to set up and aim just to the right of that,
then that would be a much better line to start with, which negates one of those problems that I've created for myself before I've even hit the golf ball.
Yeah, and I also feel like it starts on the range. You know, most people go on the range and they'll just get a bucket of 50 balls, and then they'll just stand there, pull the ball across, hit it, pull the ball across, hit it. I will never do that. I'll put the ball on the ground, and then I'll stand behind it, get behind it, line up, walk in, set up to it. So all the time I'm grooving it, and I'm drilling myself on where to. Yeah. And it'll probably take me 3 or 4 times longer to hit 50 balls than it would an amateur. Yeah. Because I'm grinding in what I'm going to do on the golf course. Whereas people that go to the range, they're just kind of just hitting balls for the sake of hitting balls and getting it out of the way, you know, and saying, I've been in it 50 balls practice, whereas it's not really meaningful practice. Thought it was going to fly.
So Lee, this is a shot that terrifies me because my short game I probably could describe as inconsistent at best. And I think the thing I struggle with most here, and I think maybe most high handicap golfers, is knowing, one, what type of short game shot to play when you're around the green like this with nothing really in front of you and a direct route to the pin, and which club to take to execute that shot. So, I mean, if that was you with this shot, or you looking through the eyes of the average golfer, what would you recommend?
I would put it.
Yeah.
So I'd suggest that you put it as well.
Okay. Is that just because there's no danger and it's sort of the...
Yeah, there's nothing in your way. If you take out let's say a sand wedge or a lob wedge, you know, you've got to factor in then spin and what it's going to do when it lands on the green. There's just more variables if you're gonna chip it, whereas you know what it's going to do if you put it.
Yep. And does the lie underneath the ball dictate that at all? Would anything around that change your mind if it was slightly different?
If it was a bit thicker the rough, or if it was maybe sat in a little hole, you might want to chip and run it.
Yep.
Something like that, get it in the air, because obviously you don't want it bouncing up in the air and, you know, not really running forward. But this here, the fringe is pretty consistent. It's fairly short. The grass is actually laid down that way because you can see it's a little bit shiny.
Yep.
So it's laid down in your favour as well, which will, you know, allow it to roll a bit smoother. There's not silly breaks on the greens, you know, it's just a gentle break from the right hand side, so you know you've got nothing to kind of chip it over a hill or anything to take that out of play. What you've got to remember is it's going to curve before it gets to that point.
Right, okay.
So the line you start on is further right than that.
Right.
But it's not massively further right than that, because when you hit the putt, the fastest it's travelling is at the start.
Yep.
So it doesn't swing as much when it's moving fast. All the curving will be done as it slows down and has gone over that point,
yep,
which is something that people don't factor in.
Okay.
So you've now got to picture in your mind,
yep,
where you want to start it,
okay,
to get it rolling over that light green
patch.
spot.
Okay.
And that's where you develop feel and things
yep,
like that.
Okay.
That was pretty good. Straight over that light green spot. Touch firm, but
yep,
you do well to get a chip inside that distance, wouldn't you?
Yes,
You've given yourself 8-9 feet straight up the hill for par.
Yep.
Not hit it. Not used to the speed of these. Ooh, just pace.
Just pace.
Good putt though.
Thank you. Bit at the bottom, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah. When you practice, do you put an alignment stick down on the ground?
I don't typically.
Yeah, not many people do, and you should really. I noticed you then when you set up to the ball, you set up pretty good with your hips and your feet, but then your shoulders were like this.
I see, right, okay.
So it takes when you take it away, take the club away with open shoulders, it sends the club out.
Right.
And then when you're coming down, your shoulders are already set open, so they follow that path this way. So then you're pulling across the ball, and that's why you get a slice.
Right, okay. So
this,
in terms of alignment,
this arm got out a little bit this way.
Yep.
In front of this left one, so like this, and your shoulders were left.
Yep.
And that'll encourage you to go that way and that way. Whereas you want it the other way around, really. You want your forearms, your shoulders square, your forearms sitting fairly square, almost a little bit under this way, to allow the club to set properly here.
Right, okay. Nice shot.
Yeah.
Shot. Bunker play is an area that I do struggle with, and I know that a lot of high handicap golfers will also struggle with. So in terms of picking the right way to play the shot,
I struggle with this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's rightly so one of the hardest shots in golf, right?
Probably the hardest, yeah.
So how would you approach playing this?
Well, you can look at it one of two ways. You could either hit a sand iron and try and pick it off the top, or you could use something a little bit longer.
Okay.
Maybe a pitching wedge or even a 9-iron. Trouble with the 9-iron is you've got this lip in front of you, so you got to think, what am I trying to achieve? What's the kind of risk reward of it all?
Yep.
Am I better off just trying to get it somewhere in the middle of the green there and 2-putting? Probably yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rather than
getting
playing the glory shot with a sand iron.
Okay.
Caught the bank, but kind of got away with it. You've got it on the green, which is a pretty good result from there, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, you've left yourself a pretty tricky putt.
Yeah.
I'll not lie.
Tricky bunker shot and then a tricky putt, so it's all going well, Lee. So this is, again, just trying to leave it within that sort of, as you said, that zone. If I can leave it within
anywhere
9-10
within,
feet, then that's a good result.
Yeah. Easy. Should start coming a little now. Just a bit firm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the trouble is, you see, once it gets on top, you can see how shiny the grass gets.
Yeah.
So it goes from going into the grain in the first 40 feet here to down grain in the, once it gets over the top.
Okay.
Yep, well done.
Ooh. Shot. So I noticed you were teeing up there on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking that somebody with my shot shape teeing up on the right-hand side is a sensible decision for playing to the shape that you feel you've got?
Yeah, if you're going to play with that fade, yeah.
So you were saying about setup here. So your shoulders are open, so you're saying just close them off a bit.
Yeah, so feel like your right arm sits down more. Let that relax. I want to be able to stick a club through there.
All right, okay. Yep.
Okay, widen your stance a touch, so you've got a bit of stable base. Flexing your knees like you're getting ready to go. Shoulders again. It's better, it's a better start line.
Yeah.
Good.
Straight away, there's a number of adjustments there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Straight away before I've even touched the golf ball.
There's a few basics that you don't do.
Yeah.
So you've got to pay more attention to those.
Yeah. So setting up and focusing on that setup position, especially here off the tee, high handicap golfers, if they were practicing, as you said, with the alignment stick and working on those fundamentals, that's going to help them to shave shots off really quickly.
Yeah, put the foundations in place for the rest.
So this is interesting because I think this is an area as well that I've previously struggled with because the ball's going to be below my feet here, isn't it, because of the slope?
Yeah, which you fade it anyway.
Yeah.
So it'll increase the amount of fade on it. There you go. Better strike.
Yeah. So with this type of bunker shot then, Lee, am I right in thinking that sort of I've previously been taught to get hands up into sort of a good wrist hinge early, and then sort of throw the club through underneath the sand.
Yeah.
But this is a really poor area of my game.
Right.
Short bunker shots, getting out first time and not leaving myself in. So what should I be doing here in terms of...
It starts off with the setup.
Yep.
You want your weight more in your left side than you've got it.
Yep, okay.
So
getting right over onto that left foot.
But yeah, and then you want your ball position further forward.
Okay.
Because you bump your weight forward.
Yep.
Right, really lean it in. There you go. Open the face.
Yep.
That's it. And now play it like you said before.
There's not enough sand.
You got to take plenty of sand.
Okay.
There you go.
We're out.
Yeah. So generally, if it drops off the face like that,
yeah,
it means you've pulled the club face across it like that. You've taken all the speed out of the club head. So like I said before, set way in your left side. You see, when I said set way in your left side, you went like this.
Right.
Really set hard into your left side there like that. Open your left foot up because you want to be turning out the way. But instead of dragging it like this, let the club do this. And then you'll get it coming out higher and further. And you see how I've made a big splash there?
Yeah.
You leant, pulled across.
Yeah.
And your divot was really narrow and thin.
Okay.
And long. Whereas mine's big, like a dinner plate.
Yep. So
that's because you pulled through like that rather than letting the club come this way. And then you see when you let it go like that, you see how much bounce you allow on the club?
Yep.
And that'll stop it from digging. See how it's stayed shallow?
Yep.
But I've taken a lot of sand because I've used the characteristics of the club like they were meant to be used.
Yep.
So the worst thing you can do in a bunker is try and help it out. Most people think they're helping it out by getting it in like that quick. So you either thin it like you did, or it drops off the club face.
Yep.
Whereas what you want to do is feel like the club's almost pointing back like this, impact. That's why mine came out high, but still went a long way.
Well, there you have it. Lee Westwood has given me some fantastic advice that I know is going to improve my game, and I'm certain it's going to help you to shoot lower scores. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Golf Monthly YouTube channel.